Good morning and welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Eugene. My name is Linda Finley and I'm going to be doing the meditation this morning. I welcome everyone, whether you're here in the center or at home on your sofas, being comfortable. Let's take a moment and just take a deep breath, allowing ourselves to settle in. I trust and I know that I am in a safe space. I trust and I know that my body supports me and the chair supports my body. And I just allow myself to let go of everything it took to get here. And everything that's waiting for me later. And I just let go. And I remember that life is a cycle of rest and renewal. Of slowing down and rejuvenation. Easter reminds us that we need resurrection in our lives. Easter reminds us that we are called to live resurrected lives. Easter is not just about 2,000 years ago and Jesus. Easter is about us. It's not about death. It's about life. It's not about the past. It's about the future. Most importantly, it's not just the story of resurrection that happened back then. It's about the resurrections that are happening now, every day, every minute. And the constant possibility of them in our lives. Renewal is constantly happening. Every beginning contains within it its ending. And every ending contains within it a new beginning. And so I stop and I breathe. And instead of looking backward, I look forward. Life is about renewal, rest and renewal, rest and renewal. Everywhere I look, I see signs of that. Bulbs that have been hibernating all through the winter are now rising and blooming. The brilliant colors of the daffodils and the jonquils and the tulips, the little grape leaf hyacinths, all of them sending their colors into my eyes. Trees that were barren now have leaves or blossoms. They dance in the breeze. Everywhere I look, the grass has begun growing. The weeds have begun growing, as they are wont to do. The circle of the year is always moving, always bringing me forward. Always guiding me towards new life, a new way of being, a new way of seeing. I rest and I renew and I rejuvenate. This is the way of all life. And I realize I am being called to new ways of being, to new ways of doing this thing I call life. Much as the animals that hibernate over winter waken and begin to stretch and to move, so does my body and my soul and my mind begin to stretch into new positions, new ways of being, new ways of growing, new ways of learning. I take a moment and I go within to the center of my being. And I ask myself, what am I being called to be now? How do I move forward in this new season of resurrection? and rejuvenation. How am I being called to awaken? How am I being called to grow? The truth of me and of all beings, of plants, of animals, even of the geography, is a cycle of rest and renewal. And this is the season in which I am being called to grow, to expand, to let go of what was, and to embrace what could be. My life is a cycle of rest and renewal and rejuvenation. In the words of Rumi, the beloved poet, the breeze at dawn has secrets to tell you. Don't go back to sleep. You must ask for what you really want. Don't go back to sleep. People are going back and forth across the doorsill where the two worlds touch. The door is round and open. Don't go back to sleep. I breathe deeply into my belly and I let go. And I become present to this moment. And I don't go back to sleep. And so it is. Good morning and welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Eugene. My name is Linda and this is
Kathy.
And we're practitioners and your song leaders today. And if everyone will please rise, Happy Easter. We're going to sing a non-Easter song. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. Joy is my source. Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. Peace is my source. Peace is my power. Peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Peace gives me everything I need. And back to God. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. If you will turn around and look at your neighbor and say, "Hi, glad you're here today." Hi, glad you're here today. And boy, are we glad you're here today.
I don't know if I was mic'd up either.
It is just barely. It's so funny they
Should I
can't.
try this one over here?
I don't think that one's on at all.
Oh, okay. Well,
We'll just do what we're doing. All righty. If you can come back to your seats. So sacred, so secret, so precious, this love. So sacred, so secret, so precious, this love. Once again. So sacred, so secret, so precious, this love. So sacred, so secret, so precious, this love. I will share, I will share, I will share, I will share, I will share this love, this love, this love. If you have any cell phones, pagers, beepers, any archaic stuff going on, please turn that off. And if you're at home, please settle in for the service to begin.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Eugene. My name is Kathy Day, and I will be your presider today. If you are here for the first time, we have a contact sheet it's either in the hallway or in the social hall for you to fill out, or if any of your information, your address, phone numbers, or whatever have changed, please fill out that sheet. I wanted to tell you that this is like the fourth CSL that I've been a part of over the years, and I've been a practitioner for 10 years now. And it is just delightful that when I made plans to move up here, and I saw that this center was here, and saw that it was Reverend Linda that was the head of that center, I knew that it was the right and perfect thing for me to move up here. And it's just been wonderful and inspiring, and I continue to grow in this teaching and grow in my application of this teaching, not just in my my spiritual life, but in my physical life, that the right and perfect people come to me, and the support that I need is there when I need it. When I decide, yes, I'm going to do it, the information and the people arrive to help me, to guide me. It's the more I work with it, the more I am impressed and blessed and excited for what is to come. So what's next here? Oh, when I introduce myself, sometimes I say thanks to my applications of the teachings of this center, I get to celebrate a Happy Kathy Day every day. Let's see. We have a list of principles, and each week we share one of these from our Declaration of Principles. And this is number 13. It's called Self-Determination. We believe in our own soul, our own spirit, and our own destiny, for we understand that our life is God. We have our practitioner for today is yes, we're all the practitioners, but coming up to do the opening treatment is Reverend Liz. And we're going to stand and sing some sort of song.
We are one, we are one. I am you, you are me, we are one. And in this unity, we all live in harmony, and peace has come, for we are one.
Good morning, all you beautiful godlings who are here in the sanctuary, and to the godlings who are in the sanctuary of their home. This is the day the Lord hath made, and we should rejoice and be glad in it. I am Reverend Liz Chrysostomo, and I welcome you to our Sunday celebration here at the Center for Spiritual Living Eugene. And just know that wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are always, always welcome here, for all paths lead to just that one God. I bless today's celebration. I bless the godlings who share their gifts and talents to inspire and uplift us with their music and songs. I bless the speakers today, for they know that they are the vehicle and expression of Spirit to deliver just that right message for us to hear and to feed us with that spiritual sustenance that we need today and the days to come. And now that I did my welcome, it's your turn. So turn to the person next to you, and that includes the Godlings at home, and say to that person, "Good morning, Godling." And now I invite you to take in that breath of life, that breath of heaven, that breath of God. And that God force is breathing you. It is in every beat of your heart. The God eternal is in our DNA. For the divine lives, moves, and has its being in and through as me, and in and through as you. And now drop into your heart space. Go into that sacred space of the indwelling Spirit. For we all know that the highest God, the innermost God, is just one God. And now let us acknowledge that I am presence that is sitting in your chair masquerading as you. And this is how we do this. Right hand on left shoulder, left hand on right shoulder, and squeeze. And lovingly say, "Good morning, God." This life force is everywhere. It's in the cosmos, in the universe, the multiverse, and in the manifest world. In everything and in everyone, merging as one in the unified field. We are all connected and intertwined with each other, for we are each walking each other home. And today, we rise from the dimension of separateness, and we come together as one with the all that is, and one with each other at the same time. I fully realize that I am one with the divine source, and I know this truth for myself, and I also know this truth for each one of you. And this God force is all good, and this good is our divine inheritance. So right here, right now, let us open to receive our inheritance. For we are worthy and deserving of the good that is all God. Wealth, health, joy, and happiness. And now staying in your heart space, silently say to yourself, "I am deserving of wealth, of perfect health, of joy and happiness in all areas of my life." We will be sending those thoughts into the universal law. Oh, how good it feels to stand in our divine power. My heart is filled with gratitude. And gathering our claim to our inheritance right here, right now, I now release all of it into that universal law. And I let God be God in my life. It is done. It is complete. It is now fulfilled. So let us anchor and affirm this prayer by saying, "And so it is, and I let it be so."
I wanted to take this time to acknowledge that we are meeting on the unceded traditional territory of the Kayapuu people. See, today's message is don't go back to sleep. We will have talks by Susan Cochran and Radiant Gains, and today's music is our house band, which will start after we do our March affirmation. So I will read it once, and then you can read it along with me. So just simmer, let this simmer in here. I live in a world and a time of limitless possibilities. Every day offers me a chance to release the past and embrace a richer experience of life. I step forward into ever greater good. Read it with me if you like. I live in a world and a time of limitless possibilities. Every day offers me a chance to release the past and embrace a richer experience of life. I step forward into the ever greater good. And so it is. And now we will have our music from our house band, Matt Treader, Mo Schneider, Paul Worster, and Marty Weisbarth.
Yeah, so I wore somebody said you wore your Easter jacket, and I was like, but it makes me feel like celebrating. It's amazing what happens when you put a jacket on. You sit a little straighter. You feel I don't know. Something happens. You feel like celebrating spring. At least I do. I am so grateful for these fantastic musicians. They pulled this song together. It is a song by the artist known as Sting. Gordon Sumner is his name. But you don't need to know that. You can just think of him as Sting. He's a really good songwriter. This is one that's called Let Your Soul Be Your Pilot. Ready? Let your soul be your pilot. Let your soul guide you. It'll guide you well. When you're down and they're counting, when your secrets all found out, when your troubles take to mounting, when the map you have leads you to doubt, when there's no information and the compass turns to nowhere that you know well, let your soul be your pilot. Let your soul guide you. It'll guide you well. And your eyes turn towards the window pane, to the lights upon the hill. And the distance seems so strange to you now, and the dark room seems so still. Let your pain be my sorrow. Let your tears be my tears too. Let your courage be my motto, that the north you find will be true. When there's no information and the compass turns to nowhere that you know well, just let your soul be your pilot. your soul guide you. Let your soul guide you. Let your soul guide you. It'll guide you well. All right, thank you.
And we're going to do a brief meditation song leading into the Sunday message, which will be brought by, the first one will be brought by Susan Cochran. So everybody just relax. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. I am opening.
Many moons ago, I had an opportunity to participate in an ancient ritual of fire walking. And this is where people walk across a bed of hot coals. And people have been doing this for over 1,000 years, many different religions and cultures, from islands separate from continents. They've been doing this all over the world. And I've been fascinated by this because they've measured the temperature of the coals, and they're anywhere from 2,000 to 4,000 degrees. This is hot enough to melt iron. So it defies all logic that people can walk across this barefooted. And people have died and things have happened. People have been burned, but the vast majority of people who have done this have done it successfully as a rite of passage or a spiritual awakening of some kind. And so I had an opportunity to do it, and I joined a group in a day event. And all day we spent in preparation with meditating. We've spent hours in meditation and visualizing becoming one with the fire. We were told all kinds of things about how to prepare mentally and physically for this. And one of the things that they told us is that when we were to go walk across the coals, that we would be chanting Kumas. And what I heard was what it sounded like to me is Koomas, Kumas. I didn't know what language it was. I didn't know what it meant. I just knew this is what I was supposed to chant when I was going across the coals. So we were also told things like when you go to walk up to the coals that you might have an urge to run, and you definitely don't want to do that because that increased your risk of falling and dying. So definitely don't do that. So, while we were doing all this preparation, there was some people building this humongous fire, and it spanned far from as big as this stage, bigger. And they were tending this, throwing wood in there all day to create this bed of coals. And when I went to go approach this bed of coals, and I saw the glow of it and felt the heat of it, I said, what the am I doing here? I don't know about this, you know? And the fear really settled in. And I thought, there is no way I'm taking off my shoes and walking across this barefoot. And then as I'm planning my escape and about to run for the hills, a couple of people start doing it. A person walks across and does it seamlessly, kind of just floats, and then the next person, I'm like, oh my God, you know, if they can do it, I could do this. So as I'm watching this transpire, getting ready to go myself, I just became transfixed with this scene. I noticed for a moment, time kind of stood still, went in slow motion. I noticed every spark of the coals flying. I noticed every movement. I felt my breath, and all of a sudden, everything was breathing together. I noticed the stars above us, and it just became one, and it was an incredible feeling of oneness. When I walked up to go, when it was my turn, I had to kind of snap myself out of it, and okay, kumas. And as I started going, I was shocked at the feeling beneath my feet. It felt like wet grass, soft, wet grass. And it dawned on me, the chant was for cool moss. And it just was like, and I just easily walked across the coals like I was walking across my lawn in the morning with dew on the grass. It was an amazing experience. And when I got to the other side, everybody was cheering, I was cheering, and in that moment, I wasn't cheering for myself. We were all cheering together as one. And turned, watched the next people come, and we all cheered. And it was a feeling of overcoming fear. It was the feeling of oneness. But what really struck me was the magnitude of knowing of the one mind. It wasn't my mind that created my reality. I didn't even know what was going on. But everybody else thinking of cool moss created that reality for me. And it was a direct experience of, oh my God, you know, we are really powerful beings in our thoughts and what our words are. And I realized that on our day-to-day lives, what we think and what we say is like our chants. And I invite you to consider how powerful that is. I believe this teaching has really opened me up to even more of this understanding. And I think we've all had some of these experiences where we feel one with each other and with the world. But sometimes we fall asleep to it. After this event, you go about your daily living and you tend to forget how powerful you are and forget how powerful your words are. And I'm glad I'm doing this teaching because it keeps me focused on that awareness. And I'm reminded that every morning when I wake up to awaken my soul to also my power and the power of everyone around us. I'm just so grateful for this community for that reason, because we all have this intention and this knowing that we are all divine in nature and we are all one. And I I just know also that this work is so powerful for me to manifest my reality, but I have a responsibility to also be cognizant of my words and my intentions because of how much it affects everybody around us. And I also know that when we do have a common goal, a common intention as a group, we can perform miracles. We absolutely have powers that we might not even understand. So to keep myself awake to this knowing, I like to participate in things where I feel that oneness. For me, it's going out into nature and feeling one with nature, animals, connecting with dogs and pets and feeling the oneness of that. Also, I have been finding and feeling oneness in our shamanic drumming. At the time that we're doing the drumming, I feel a real sense of oneness. And when we create art together, I really am feeling that creative flow and that oneness happening. So I invite you to find the times in your life where you find that connection and that flow of oneness. And also, let's get together and find some common goals and common intentions. Let's create miracles together. Namaste. Oh, Radiant coming up to talk to us. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan.
Thank you.
It's so amazing watching her grow, like, because I've only known Susan for such a short time, but to see her grow and to see her use this teaching and be active in it is really inspiring. So the talk title is "Don't Go Back to Sleep." And the first thing that I saw when, Reverend Linda, she'll send out this is what it's like, the National Centers for Spiritual Living. They decided that this is the thing. So the quote is, "We've awakened to the truth of our identity as divine humans. But that doesn't mean the journey is over. The work continues, the path leads onward, so don't go back to sleep." And I'm not referring to that spring forward time change we had last time where we got to sleep a little longer. That's not what this is about. So I started asking myself, what do I know? What do we know? What is our teaching? We are a collective one mind, all knowing, all thinking, living as individuals with our own will or choice. Some years ago, a movie came out in theaters that was a huge hit. And we've talked about it before, and it goes around, and it's kind of like a common idea, but this is a new spin. So this movie was called The Matrix, and many of you probably have seen it, and if you haven't seen it, I'm really sorry right now. But the whole movie is basically about a guy named Neo, and he's given the opportunity to be really aware of what's really going on or to remain ignorant to the way humanity is. And he ends up taking the pill and becoming aware. And he ends up seeing is that all of humanity are in these life pods, and the bodies are in the life pods, and the bodies are generating all of this energy for, I think, aliens or robots or something. But the minds of these bodies are all in this virtual reality. And it's such a good depiction of how our teaching works, because we aren't really our bodies. We don't really have a complete awareness of our body at all times. That's not, I mean, we can try, but we only have so much humanity and so much time to do all of these things. And so, I thought that this movie was such a marvelous illustration of how our teaching works, because this life, this humanity, the effects, the cause, the conditions, the things that show up in our life every day aren't really us. Like, my body is not really me, the car I drive isn't me, the weather outside isn't me, but I have a choice of how I choose to feel and think and be. in that, and I create my reality. So this brings me to our teaching, which is our teaching is all-knowing. We are this one mind. And remember that our consciousness expands as we practice. So I ask myself, how do I practice? And I try to keep it really simple so that anyone can do it. I practice by coming on Sunday. And sometimes I expand my practice by, like, before we had COVID, I would hug, I think it was like 8 people every Sunday. And it was such a marvelous thing because at first I was so terrified to hug anyone, especially the strangers that I didn't know. But our teaching is if you want love, you must give love. So I swallowed I swallowed hard and started hugging people. And you know what miraculously happened? People started hugging me when I was having a bad day. And it was that connection. So that's one way that I practice our teaching. I say affirmations, and how I do that is I put them on my bathroom window, or I put them on the fridge, or I put them in the car, or on my computer screen, or phone screen, or on my calendar, or set reminders, whatever it takes to do them. And they could be simple like, you can make your own, but some of the ones I've used are, I'm beautiful, I'm smart, I am enough. So the word I am is like another name for God. So anything we put behind I am is like God is the beauty that I am. And like, who doesn't want to be God is the beauty that I am? And who doesn't want to be the beauty of God is me? And like, I know there's a way that this is all going to work out. So if your brain goes to that place all the time of like how everything is terrible and it's always, I know there's a way that this is going to work out. Another thing I do is I attend the classes here at the center. I know that Reverend Linda had amazing classes that she was teaching, and I know that there are some really amazing ones that are coming up. I heard her say something about the power of decision. If you have not taken the power of decision, if you struggle in just a little tiny way with making a decision, like what kind of toilet paper to buy or where to go for lunch, I highly recommend reading the book, The Power of Decision. It's written by Raymond Charles Barker, and that class, when I took it last time, really helped me to see about how a lot of the choices that I was making from a childhood mindset of like, well, what if they don't like me? Well, what if I make the wrong choice? Well, what if the people that are coming with me don't like the choice? Or what if I get an overdraft? Because adults don't regret the choices they make. Children regret the choices they make. So it's about learning to make mature choices. Anyway, that was my spin on the class. And it's about, being a part of again. So then the other thing that I was thinking about when I was thinking about our teaching is the practice of gratitude. There's a very wise woman in our congregation. I won't mention any names, but I'm sure you must at this point know who she is. But she always tells me about flipping my complaints into gratitudes. And it has been one of the best spiritual tools that I've practiced in this teaching of like, the first thought in my head is like, that person just cut me off. And they didn't put the fork back in the right spot. And all of the things, the complaints. And flipping it to, so the thing would be, the trash is full. And the gratitude is, I'm grateful I have a place to take the trash to. Someone put the toilet paper on wrong. Who doesn't have a feeling about people putting the toilet paper on wrong? I say that every time everyone in the room, okay, just for the record, I don't care which way it's on as long as it's on, because I don't want to be left hanging. I am grateful that I have toilet paper. That's my gratitude. Gas is so expensive. Well, I'm grateful that I have a nice car to go places in, a place to put gas, and I'm grateful that we have gas to put in my car so I can go. And then the other thing that I use in this teaching to help me work through these, to help me practice, is I meet with a practitioner or a minister. One of ours, you can meet with one of ours in our center there, or you can reach out to National Centers for Spiritual Living. They have practitioners all over the world that you can reach out to, if you want someone different than us. And I just want to put it out there that everything that you say to our practitioner team, to our ministers, held confidence. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, well, Martha said that. We don't do that. It's very confidential, and we can help you find and know the truth of any situation. So in all of these things, we have responsibilities and the responsibility is basically to bring ourselves, to bring our talents, to bring our gifts to the party, to carry our own light. And you carry yours and I'll carry mine, but it can't be like Jade's carrying Donna's light or Linda's it can't be like that. You got to carry your own light. And I'm really, really grateful that I get to carry the very personal radiant life. It's my once in a lifetime opportunity that I get to carry my radiant light. And just remember that no matter how dark it appears, there is no amount of shadow that can dim anyone's light, unless you allow it to. I mean, we have a choice, right? But I think that we must require and validate the perfect light space for everyone, which is where the inclusion comes from, our one mind. So I must set my mind and affirm it with complete conviction, which means like when something shows up. So I inspire you right now to just think of something in your life, maybe a small thing. We don't have to go real big. We're not diving off the cliff here. Something that just keeps showing up for you like every week, and it's annoying. Maybe you keep getting someone else's mail, or just some little thing in your week. And I inspire you to think of an affirmation that you can say when that happens to help you realign and connect with the teaching. So if you're getting someone's mail, I always, when I get someone else's mail, I forward it. But then you can say, well, I know that everyone always gets the mail that they need. Or I know that we always get the messages that we need. And like, you will have to probably figure out what kind of affirmation that you want to say. But I think that what has worked for me is setting the intention in advance. Gives me a space to be more successful, because then I'll already know what to say. I've already done all the work. And so recently I had an opportunity for fear and doubt to come into my life. And I'm a practitioner, but I'm still a human being, and I still get the opportunity to wallow in my fear and self-pity and, oh, woe is me, and nobody loves me, and all of the things, right? And like, I really, really wallowed in it I wallowed hard for like a week, and then it hit me. I remembered that, well, wait a minute, Rady, we just went through like all these years of practitioner studies to wake up to the truth of this experience. Why am I being so not smart? Because I know better. I know better than to put all my energy into the negativity and the doubt. And it gave me an opportunity to create an affirmation, a very simple thing, and think smarter and not beat up on myself, but an opportunity to turn this around. Like, my universe, my experience shows up as I believe, with conviction. Well, if I get stuck, I can meet with a practitioner, or if in the meantime I can start saying my affirmations, I can do my prayer work, and I can realign myself. And or sometimes even just calling a friend and talking to your friend about the stuff that's going on. So in all of this, we have a responsibility to nourish ourselves and inspire others. Because if we keep ourselves to ourselves, it's kind of selfish. We all have that one light, and like, it would be kind of sad if I kept my radiant light in here in my own cave and I didn't share it, like, because I have a lot to offer. And y'all, anyone who can hear my voice has a lot to offer, and we're waiting, and we need you to show up, and we will support you when you do. So we can't go back to sleep. That's the theme of today. We can't go back to sleep. So now that you know all of this, don't go back to sleep. Use this every day in your daily life, in your weekly life. Think about our teaching and find ways that you can add that on your day-to-day life and keep yourself realigned, and that'll help get you through till next Sunday. So thank you so much for letting me come and talk. I love talking with you guys and doing these speeches. It's such a joy in my life, and I'm grateful that I have this beautiful space to call home and come to every week. So thanks.
And now it is time for the offering. The band is coming back. And we're going to be singing, so I'd like to call up my other song leader. And we always have the opportunity to receive and to give. We always are in a reciprocal space in the universe, and when we give, we receive. And I believe it was Radiant who said, if we want to receive love, we need to give love. If we want to receive more money, we need to give more money. If we want to receive more time, we need to give more time. All of these things work in that way. So knowing that this center is a source, a home, a feeling of good for us all, let's take our gifts, and if we've already mailed it in or given it in, just put our hand, but either our gift or our hand, over our heart and repeat with me. I bless this gift,
I bless this gift,
knowing it is the circulation of divine good,
knowing it is the circulation of divine good,
and it comes back to me,
and it comes back to me,
pressed down, overflowing,
overflowing,
and multiplied.
and multiplied.
Everything in this world goes around, flowing with abundance, it knows no bounds. Giving and receiving, we circulate the love with gratitude of knowing there's always enough. We give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks with this offering. We give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks for everything. We give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks with this offering. We give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks for everything. And we give thanks for our beloved house band, who's got a beautiful song for us.
we have some announcements. I would like to start with our lovely Kaven, who is here. If Kaven doesn't mind raising your hand, where is Kaven? Cannot hear you. Oh, Kaven.
Turn on the mic.
Or this one, whichever. Okay. Kaven has donated some books to the bookstore for us to sell and take the proceeds for the center. Beautiful book of poems. This is Kaven right here. And I just happened to open, and the one I found, I met people unlike me, learned to love them all. Being in awe of life itself, I became transformed by the renewing of my mind. So we've got a few copies of these. Thank you, Kaven. All right, discussion group. After the gathering, who will be doing our discussion group? Radiant, in the meditation room, if you would like to join and talk about the service. We have Tuesdays, men's coffee. Wednesday gathering. It's been amazing. This month, we have V is going to come and do a gathering. And Donnie does the first week, I do a week. V is doing a week, Reverend Linda's doing a week. So watch for what we're doing because we're having a lot of fun. Come join us. Thursdays at noon, we do the Soup for the Soul with Reverend Linda, makes her homemade soup and has topic discussions on spiritual practices.
This month we're on principles and it's heaven.
We're on principles and practices and it's on heaven. We have the grief support group right after that on Thursdays, if you're interested in joining that. That's Karuna that does that with us. Women's lunch on the first Saturday of every month. Bring your own lunch. We have a really nice time getting together and chatting. And also on that same day, we are doing the creative space time where we're getting together to do art projects. You can bring your own, or you can come together and do other projects with other people. But we just started doing that. So come and join us. The women's is from 12 to 1, and then or 1:30, and then the creative space is 1:30 to 3. Creative space is for all genders. Everybody's welcome. All right. Men's breakfast is on the first Sunday of the month at Gateway Grill in Springfield. We have Reverend Bonnie and Andy are coming next Sunday. Holy smokes. Wonderful. Our favorites. Come and enjoy their music and message. Yay. Wow. That's exciting. Our first Sunday, we do the potluck Sundays. So it's really nice to come and go to the social hall, bring some to share and enjoy each other. Everyone is welcome. We just started this. I'm not sure. I believe you can join anytime if you like. But we are just starting this trauma class that Astrid has put together. It is 5 sessions that we meet over the course of 10 weeks. And we're reading The Body Keeps the Score and doing things out of the Body Awareness Trauma book. So talk to Astrid about that if you'd like, or you can ask me questions as well. Power of Decisions, as Radiant brought up. That is coming up, and that is very exciting. That's going to be starting on the 18th and 19th, offered Thursdays and Fridays. Thank you, Reverend Linda, for doing these great classes.
It's 2 hours.
2 hours.
So is it both Thursday and Friday? No.
It's either or.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, this is going to be super cool. We have this workshop that's happening, and this woman is amazing if you read about her. She's had quite a life and has a lot to offer, and she's going to help us to not make excuses for not doing things because of our age. And that's going to be a really cool thing to come to. It's a suggested love offering to whatever you can do, but somewhere between 20 and 30 it would be nice. And that's Saturday, April 26th. So that'll be a good one.
I forgot to change it. It's the 27th.
Oh, it's the 27th, actually. And so that'll be a 90-minute play workshop. Join us. That'll be a good one. Bingo is the second, thank you, second Saturday. So watch for your newsletters. Sometimes we might not get everything up here, so watch for your newsletters, what we've got in there to keep up to date of all that's going on. We also have the shamanic drumming on the third Saturdays, and that's been amazing too. So we're just having a good time. Come and join us for any or all of it. Oh, we've got a yard sale coming up. This is going to be a big to-do. May 18th, 9 to 2, reserve your spot. It's going to be, I guess, some outside and maybe even some inside, depending on weather or maybe both. But you can put up a table, and there will be a donation to the center for having that space. And you can sell your items or donate your items to the center for us to sell for you, whichever you prefer. But it's a good opportunity to do some spring cleaning. I know I need to. All right, Book Boutique. I'll go back there and open it up today. If nobody else is here, I'll open it up today. And so that will be going. All right. Thank you so much for being here. Enjoy your day. What else do we have? Did I miss anything?
Now we'll rise, we'll sing.
Oh, the healing
Oh, you want to do the healing circle? All right, I'll do a healing circle.
Okay, Radiant's going to do a healing circle.
Is that, I don't
Let's do it.
Okay. All right, healing circle, Matt. That quiet little noodly thing that you do? Is that what's called, right? The thing where you, the vibe. All right, so if you're here with me, if you're at home with me, like a lot has happened and blissy bliss, okay? Like I'm feeling it. Like I'm floating up there on the roof. Can you hear that little humming? Yeah, I got the energy is vibing. I'm with it. Okay, so keep going, keep going. So if you just want to sit here and be with me, like in this magic that is happening, it's happening. Like I'm in this. I just feel so good right now. But I recognize that some people who are here might have some stuff that's going on in their life that feels big or scary, or they just don't know what to do. And if you have anything like that in your life at this moment, if you would just raise your hand. And awesome. So we got quite a plethora of people who have some things that are going on. And you can put your hand down. And if anyone in this room is willing to hold space for everyone else who raised their hand, including the people that raised their hand, they could hold space for someone else. If you would raise your hand. This is great. We have so many people raising their hands, because what we know is, like, when we collectively come together and hold space for each other, we can change the world. We can change the little problems. We can change the big problems. What problems? There's no problems. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to sit here and know. We're going to revel in this idea of God is everything. The small problems, the big problems, is God playing. God's opportunity to play with the cosmic goo of God. And I know and affirm that anyone who is experiencing anything, that if you raised your hand, it's already cleared. The peace has prevailed. The love has unified. Any ideas of unwellness are healed. Wholeness presides. Beauty within, beauty throughout. We are stronger now than we've ever been, because we stand together and heal and grow. And I'm so grateful for opportunities to have healing circles where we can work together, because we are all practitioners together. We're all practicing together. And I'm so grateful to feel that with you all and to feel that for myself. And I release that into the consciousness that says yes to everything. I completely set it free, and it is done as I say, and so it is. Awesome. And now, if you will rise, we'll sing our closing song. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator. We are family. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and now it begins with me. And say with me, I embrace infinite possibility
I embrace infinite possibility
As I live
the love I am.
the love I am.
And so it is.
So it is.